Hello friends, welcome back to another video for our hips. Today will be all about our hips, especially stretching through the hip flexors, strengthening through the hamstrings, but of course we'll get flexibility in all of the areas of our body. Today's flow is again at the Meadows Mill House in Salem, Alabama. Feel free to check it out. The link will be in the description below. It's a really great place that you can come and stay with beautiful waterfalls and all sorts of beautiful scenery. So feel free to check that out. For today's mindset piece, just encourage you to really give yourself permission today to really pay attention to your body, to be present, and take this time for yourself. It's really important that we take time for ourselves throughout the day, so I'm so happy you're here doing that with me. We'll start today in a child's pose, so meet me down on your mat. Child's pose, big toes touching in the back, knees apart. You can bring your hips back towards your heels, release your arms long, maybe let your head hang down onto the floor. Taking a moment to tune into our breath as we allow our hips to settle back onto our heels. Breathing in and out. Continuing that breath as we breathe all the way into the belly. And slow exhales out. Allow your arms to relax, your hips to relax here, as we tune into some presence and awareness, allowing our minds to be fully here today as we flow through this dancer flow. Perhaps keeping the eyes closed, we'll start to add a little movement with our breath on the inhale, shifting forward towards a tabletop. Shift your shoulders past your wrists so you feel a stretch in your wrist. And then shift it all the way back to child's pose. A few more like that. Inhale as you shift forward. And exhale, shifting back. Inhale forward. And exhale, shift it back. This time, inhale, coming forward, tabletop. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Pause here as we spread our fingers wide, coming into that strong Hasta Bandha in the hands. Draw your low belly in and up towards your spine, and on your inhale, extend your spine, shoulder blades together. And exhale, round your spine, shoulder blades apart. Inhaling, opening. And exhale, rounding. Inhale to open. And exhale, round. This time, taking the right leg straight back, take a moment on your toes, shift back and forth on that calf, finding a little bit of opening. And on your next inhale, lift up through that right leg, bring it up about hip height, then bend through that knee. On the inhale, arch your spine as you lift up through the heel, and exhale, round your spine, point your toes as you draw your knee in towards your chest. Inhale, lift. And exhale, draw in. Inhale, lift. And exhale, draw it in. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, draw it in. Good. Bringing the right knee underneath us. Take the left foot straight back towards the back of the mat, shifting back and forth on that leg. And lifting about hip height, go ahead and bend through the knee on the inhale, arching, lifting the heel towards the sky. And exhale, rounding, curling, draw the knee towards the chest. Inhale, lift it high, press through the heel. Exhale, draw it in. Continuing, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to center, go ahead and take your feet straight back towards the back of the mat. And then bring your elbows down to a forearm plank. Start to draw your elbows back towards your toes as your toes draw forward towards your elbows. And then bringing the hips down towards the floor, untuck the toes. Think about drawing your elbows back in space here as your chest lifts up into Sphinx pose. And then drawing your chin towards your chest, you can start to move your head side to side. Breathing here, feeling that deep breath move through us. And then releasing that stretch. Go ahead and bring your feet a little bit closer together. See if you can start to lift onto your elbows, so kind of rounding through your upper back. Press into your knees, feel your low belly lift up, your hips lift up. Then see if you can press into the tops of your feet, coming into a forearm plank a little differently. Finding that hollowness in the belly, breathing into the strength. And then tucking toes underneath us, walk your feet into dolphin pose. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. Press your arms down and forward. Find that big stretch through your shoulders. Good, slowly lowering the knees down towards the tabletop. Lift back up onto your hands. Take a moment back, sitting back onto your toes if you can. If you can't, you can just come in and out of it like this. But we'll interlace the fingers, stretching out through the wrists, just finding some big figure 8 circles with our wrists here. Breathing. And then circle it out the other way. For me, that's really difficult to figure out, but if you can do it, go for it. Coming back to stillness, shaking out the hands. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Hands shift forward, lifting the hips up and back. If this works for you, great. If not, you can always come down and modify in a child's pose instead. That is totally acceptable. Wherever you are, just finding some stillness, or maybe even stretching into one leg and the other, whatever feels good in your body. From your down dog or your child's pose, we're walking back towards the back of the mat in a ragdoll fold. Let your belly hang over your thighs. Maybe kind of grab the elbows here, just sway side to side for a moment. Shake out your low back. You can even interlace the hands at the back of your head and find a little bit of added weight as you let your head hang heavy towards the floor. Another inhale. And on your exhale, gently roll all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. No rush to get to the top. On the inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Point the index finger straight up. Exhale, lean over to the right side, side bend. Inhale, back to the middle. And on your exhale, bending the other way. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, folding forward over the legs. Let's do that one more time. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise to mountain. Press into your feet. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, left. Inhale, middle. And fold on the exhale. This time on the inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk it out to the top of a push-up. Knees up or down. We're lowering all the way to our belly. On the inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift up into cobra. And on your exhale, press through your plank. Lift back to dog. One more time like that. Walking the hands back towards the hands or feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Press into the feet. Strong glutes. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale to the middle. And exhale to the left. Inhale, middle. And folding on your exhale. Halfway lift your spine. A little different this time. Walking out to the top of a push-up. Again, knees up or down. We're lowering to our belly. This time, zip your legs together. On the inhale, press down into the feet. Lift up through the chest. Maybe the feet want to lift up as well. Hold here in your locust for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower down. Shift your hips back into a child's pose. Pause there, but tint through your fingertips. Find some activity through the underside of your arms. Draw your shoulder blades back into their sockets. Keep breathing. Another inhale. and an exhale. Good. Gently coming back up through center. Take a moment, come up onto your knees. From here, bringing the fist to the low back, I want to start just with drawing the elbows towards each other, shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. From that position, maybe you interlace your fingers and then start to press those fists down towards the floor, finding a big openness through the chest. Maybe tuck your chin to your chest and roll your head side to side. Breathing into the stretch. Another inhale. On your exhale, gently release and meet me back in a downward facing dog. Rooting into stillness again as we find our flow. Looking forward between the hands on the inhale. On the exhale, step, jump, maybe hop your way there to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up high. Maybe interlace your fingers again with that little index fingers pointing up towards the sky. Come onto your right heel, press your toes into the ground, then root into your left leg. Inhale, bring your right knee up towards your chest. On your exhale, open it out to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, back to center. This time, open out to the side and step all the way back as you open your arms, warrior two position. So finding your footing here. That's a really hard transition to step back into that warrior two, but great job. On the inhale, press into your front heel, lift your front toes, sky archer, lean all the way back towards the back of the mat. And then exhale, warrior two. Two more. Inhale, sky archer, reach up and back. And exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, sky archer, reach up and back. And exhale, warrior two. This time, turn your right toes a little bit at an angle. On your exhale, side lunge to the right side. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, side lunge. Inhale, back to warrior two. One more time, side lunge. And warrior two. Pause here, find your footing. Cartwheel the hands down to a low lunge. Flip your back heel up towards the sky. Find your footing in your left foot. Reach your right arm forward, your left arm back. On your inhale, see if you can bring that right knee towards your chest as you open up towards the right side. So big open arm twist. Back the way we started. Runner's lunge, twisted open, right arm forward, left arm back as the right foot steps back. Maybe twist open towards the left. Then reaching left arm back, right arm forward, coming up one more time. Bringing that knee up as we twist open. Bring your torso back to center. Can you bend that knee and bring the heel in towards the glute? Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you grab the outer edge of your foot or maybe the inner edge of your foot. From there, think about tucking your tailbone just gently and pressing your hips forward a little bit. You may find the stretch. Or maybe tipping forward as you reach your left arm forward and kick your right foot into your hand dancer pose. Finding your balance wherever you are. Once you're finished, gently, slowly release that leg back to center and then step it all the way down towards the floor. Taking a vinyasa between, inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Step back to the top of a push-up. Take your vinyasa from here. Maybe you go with me all the way down and inhale back into that locust position. Back to down dog once you're ready for the other side. On the inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet into forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up, interlace the fingers again. Again, see if you can bring the left knee up towards your chest and root down through that right leg. Opening the knee to the side, inhale. Exhale, draw it back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, this time opening to the left. Open the arms as you step that foot all the way back into that warrior two. Remember, on the inhale, sky archer, flex through the right toes as you lean back towards the back of the mat. And back to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. This time, turn your left toes out towards the left. On your exhale, side lunge to the left. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, side lunge. Inhale, back to center. One more time, side lunge. And back to center. Pausing here, finding your strong warrior two. And cartwheel hands to the floor. Look forward towards the top of your mat. Become strong in that right leg. Then reach left arm forward, right arm back. This is hard enough as it is. You can always take your fingers to the floor if you want to. But we'll bring the left knee up as the right arm goes forward, twisting over towards the left side. Coming back to the runner's lunge, right arm back, left arm forward, and then back up one more time, standing on the right leg, finding that balance in the twist. Torso comes back to center, left heel towards the left glute. Last time here, find your balance, squeeze everything in, then maybe grab that leg if you can, right? It's not necessary that you do. You can always strengthen your hamstring by drawing that heel in towards the glute. From there, if you have the foot, tucking the tailbone. And then maybe if you want a little bit more, kicking that foot into your hand as you lean your chest forward. Use a wall if you need it, if you have one in front of you. But you'll notice one side's going to be different than the other. All of our bodies are asymmetrical. That's why we do this yoga stuff, to help bring symmetry to the body. Slowly, gently releasing that stretch, coming back to standing. Shake out the legs. And from here, we're coming all the way down to the mat. On the inhale, reaching arms overhead. On the exhale, fold forward over your legs. Meet me in child's pose from a halfway lift. You'll step your feet back and shift your hips back towards a child's pose. Take a moment here, breathe. Meet me in tabletop position, taking a few rounds of cat and cow, just shaking out the spine however you need to. We did a lot of back bending already, so I'm not going to teach another back bend in this class. You're welcome, of course, to take one if you want it. And back to center, take your elbows down towards the floor. Might be a good time for all of you headstanders. If this is a pose that you like, maybe taking a headstand from your dolphin, but in dolphin, hips are lifted just like a down dog, but your elbows are on the floor instead. And if you wanted that headstand, maybe releasing your head inside your interlaced fingers, coming into a little squeezed in ball shape, maybe you stay there, maybe you lift your legs, up to you. Just practicing going upside down, breathing. And we'll all meet back in a dolphin pose once you're finished. And we'll gently bring the hands down, arms down towards the floor. Let's sit all the way down now. We'll take a big twist before we rest down in our Shavasana. So this one's kind of a double pose. We're taking deer pose. So let's start with our legs moving over towards the right side of our mat. So you can kind of be in this little seated Z shape like I am. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to start to twist over this back leg. And then start to lay down over that leg. This may be as far as you go. Or maybe you go onto your right elbow, trying to press your left rib cage towards the floor. So finding a twist here as we stretch through the hips. And just breathe into it. few more breaths. And once you're finished coming all the way back up, we'll take that same twist on the other side. So shifting the legs towards that Z shape on the left, then twisting over the left leg, gazing behind you if you can. Maybe lower down if you have the space onto your left forearm. Trying to close that right rib cage down towards the floor. This is called deer pose. I love this pose. Breathing into it. Don't forget that deep breath. And gently making your way out once you're ready. Laying all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a moment here. Spread your knees wide and open the soles of your feet towards the sky. Just grab the backs of your hamstrings if that feels okay to you. Maybe go a little deeper in your happy baby or shift side to side. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Once you're finished, closing off the legs, bringing the feet down towards the floor. Release one heel to the corner of your mat and then the other. Relax your arms down by your sides. Maybe take your hands to your belly to feel your breath moving in and out. Taking this time for rest as we breathe. Relaxing through the entire body, letting everything feel heavy down on the floor. Giving yourself this gift of presence, knowing that you've done great work today. Stay here as long as you'd like to with me. When you come out, make sure you come out slowly. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.